Hong Kong economy hit by riots. After 5 months of protests and riots, and with violence escalating, Hong Kong is now counting the cost. Perhaps we should take a look at other places and countries where prolonged unrest has drastically impacted the economy. In France, the Yellow Vest movement started last November, and now after almost a year, the protests are still ongoing. The French economy, the second largest in Europe, has been hard hit. It is predicted that there will be massive closures of small and medium-sized enterprises. Unemployment in France has risen to 8.5%, and unemployment of the young is a whopping 18%. This means that 1 in 5 young persons in France is now unemployed. Ironically, the protesters were fighting for more job opportunities. Furthermore, the first 8 months of unrest in France had already resulted in 11 deaths and 2,200 injured, including 24 of whom were blinded. The independence movement and riots in Catalonia in 2017 resulted in similar economic disaster. Catalonia was once a large and thriving economy, comprising 1/5 that of Spain. However, the unrest and violence in 2017 resulted in some 3,700 companies moving their headquarters out of Catalonia. The separatist movements and riots had caused the unemployment rate of Catalonia to further rise to 11.6%, and for those under age 25, the rate is a staggering 33%. This means that 1 out of every 3 young persons in Catalonia is out of work, and the resulting social problems are huge. Back in Hong Kong, the consequences of the protests and riots in the past 5 months are gradually being seen. The growth rate of our third quarter GDP this year had dropped 2.9% compared to last year. This was the first recorded drop since the global financial crisis in 2009. Right across all sectors, there had been a domino effect and an avalanche of an economic slide. The first and most direct hit had been the hospitality industry. According to hotel surveys, previous occupancy rates in the summer months stood at 90%. This year, the rate was a dismal 30%. The drastic drop of tourists coming to Hong Kong has also directly affected the retail trade. Compared to the same months last year, retail trade sales recorded an 11.5% drop in July and 23% drop in August, and the figures look to drop further in the following months. Ah Ying, who worked in a famous restaurant in a prime location in Causeway Bay, recently lost her job. This wonton noodles shop had been in business for over 20 years. When the protests began in June, business dropped by 30%, but the shop managed to stay open. Today, business has dropped by 70%, and the owner simply could not continue and was forced to close down. Ah Ying lost her job, but she dared not tell her children for fear of worrying them. The resultant economic downturn will be inevitable, regardless of who is in power or in charge. It is also pointless to continue to attack the police. We call on all protesters, rioters, and those continuing to support them to understand that if Hong Kong goes downhill, there are no winners, only losers. And those who will lose the most are the young. They will have no jobs and nowhere to go. Stop the violence now, before it is too late. This is the only way out for Hong Kong. A group of Hong Kong residents.